And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Sixerella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Sixerella. Sixerella had 3 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier made Sixerella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier all together. One day, the king of Sextominham's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Sextomingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Sextupling. But Sixerella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Sophia said, He's going to marry me. Isabella said, No way, Sophia. He's going to marry me. You're wrong. Xavier said, Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Sixerella is so sad, doing chores while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, Sixerella? In which Sixerella responds, I have lots of chores to be done, but I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Sextupling. Her fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. Sixerella's fairy godmother then waved her magic wand. Because of that, Sixerella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Sixerella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, Sixerella has 6 pumpkins. Sixerella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 6 pumpkins into a handsome coach, drawn by 12 strong horses, and then Sixerella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. Sixerella said, I have never seen such a sextuple-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. How can I ever thank you enough? Her fairy godmother said, Well, you can't. But have fun, Sixerella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. Sixerella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Sextupling was wondering who he should marry. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier say all together, He's walking towards me, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Sextupling is walking towards Sixerella. May I have this dance? Asked Prince Sextupling. Sixerella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Sextupling and Sixerella dance happily together. But later, Sixerella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both of her glass slippers. Prince Sextupling was so worried that he might never see Sixerella again. He then traveled all around Sextupling to find her, and brought the 2 glass slippers with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the house where Sixerella, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier lived. But instead of Sixerella, he finds Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. Prince Sextupling then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers? Sophia is first, but her feet are too big. Isabella is next, but her feet are too small. Xavier is last, but her feet didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Sextupling noticed Sixerella's sweet singing. Sixerella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Sextupling back. And Prince Sextupling doesn't have to put the glass slippers back on her feet because they're so uncomfortable. And then Prince Sextupling and Sixerella lived happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Doers, I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Buy our merchandise at andrewknowseverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents Sixerella 2, 6 Wishes Come True. Sequel to Sixerella based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon two times, Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling were happily married. But Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier have lots of tricks up their sleeves. They're complaining about not marrying Prince Sextumbling. Several weeks later, Sixerella is pregnant but sick. Sixerella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. She waves her magic wand, not a minute too soon. Sixerella is cured and so is the baby. The baby is a girl too. Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling named her Sixtima. To celebrate Sextima's birth, a fireworks show. But then one night while Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling were sleeping, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier steal Sextima and take her to the middle of nowhere. The king of Sextumblingham's messenger's son and said, "Oh no, she's in trouble! Oh, big trouble!" He then goes over to the king of Sextumblingham's and tells him by saying, "Your Majesty, your granddaughter is captured." The king of Sextumlingham gets so furious that he yells, "So the alarm!" that his messenger himself blows a trumpet alarm that his guards hear in order to find Sextima. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier then find a magic land and use it to kill Sextima. But their plan is interrupted by Sextima's foster parents, Sonia and Samson. Sonia asks, "What are you doing in the middle of nowhere, little lady?" Samson responds, "I don't know, honey, but let's take her home." Sonia and Samson then find their magic land that Sextima was holding. "Come back with our step niece," said Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier all together. Meanwhile, back at Sextumblingham, Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling were really worried that they might never see Sextima ever again. 60 years later, Sextima is 6-year-old now. She makes new friends. One of them is named Hexie, who said, "Hey Sextima, you wanna play?" And so, Sextima agrees. But their ball flies through the air and is about to hit the local shopkeeper Jacali. Sextima rubs the magic lamp and the genie comes out of it and says, "You have released me from the lamp. I've been stuck in that for 6,666 years. You rubbed the lamp and set me free. And as a thank you for that, I want to grant you 6 wishes," Sextima said. "I wish the ball wouldn't hit Jacali. That's the first wish. Not a minute too soon, Jacali is saved," he said. "Oh, good. How can I ever thank you enough?" And the other townsfolk cheered for Sextima, but Hexie said to the quiet crowd, "Quiet, quiet!" And Sextima, magic lamps are against the rules, and as punishment, we're going to take you to Mount Sexton. Later, Sonia and Samson tell Sextima where they found her, near Sextumblingham. Sextima is surprised about the news and begins her journey home another 6 years later. Sextima is 12 years old now and used the other 4 wishes and only has 1 left. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier tried to steal their Stepnies again, but they couldn't find her. I don't see Sextima anywhere, said Sophia. Isabella said, me neither. And Sixie and Xavier said last, although I saw a genie with our Stepnies. Xavier then said, what did I just say? Our Stepnies, I found her. Sophia and Isabella said, splendid. Together, Sixtima said, I wish my evil Stepnies would stop. And the genie said, your wish is my command. And turned Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier into stone statues. Later, a celebration at Sextumblingham welcomes Sextima home. A citizen asks, what did you do to return home? In which Sextima responds with the help of a genie. And then Prince Sextumbling and Sixerella hug their daughter and welcome her home. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. And if you want to see some sequels, Andrew's Doers, tell your friends about it. Sixerella 3, Sextuple, Love, and Glee. Maybe I can do it. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Sixerella 3, Sextuple, Love, and Glee. Second sequel to Sixerella, based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon 3 times, Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling really loved each other. Well, that's about to change, thanks to Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier, who are making a 6/6 breakup potion, the most evil magic potion known to Sextumblingham. They sneak up behind a fence. Sixerella, if Aaron Gotham member, tries to stop them, but they lock her up, steal her wand, and then splash the potion on Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling, who are now breaking up. Sixerella asks, is there anything I can do to reverse it? Sixerella's fairy godmother, who is now locked up, explains that there's only one thing that could reverse 6/6's breakup potion. The Sextuple Back Together potion. It needs ingredients: 6 Sextuple Grabble apples, 12,000-year-old acorns, 18 cups of water, and the most important ingredient of all, 24 huge doses of love. First, Sextima needs 6 Sextuple Grabble apples. She spots a Sextuple Grabble apple tree with the right amount. Hey! Next to the apple tree is a 1,000-year-old acorn tree with 12,000-year-old acorns, just like the recipe says. And Wanna-Sink Lake is the biggest lake in all of Sextumblingham. It never dries up, even in summer. Later, Sextima makes the Sextuple Back Together potion, and just in time, Sixerella and Prince Sextumbling are back together, and Sixerella's fairy godmother got her magic wand back from Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Doers, I hope you enjoyed this story. And I bet you love Sixerella 4. Sextuple 6 galore or something like that. Tell your friends about it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at andrewdoeseverything.com. Take care. Bye.